Welcome back to another episode of How Animals Survive. And I'm so pleased to welcome Wolfie back for his second time on my show.
Chicken, thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure.
Friends, today our focus is going to be on how young animals survive. So Wolfie's going to tell us about how he survived when he was a pup. That's what you call a young wolf or a young dog. And how his own pups survive. So tell us about it, Wolfie. I'm so interested because as we discovered last time, since you're a wild animal and I'm a domesticated animal, we have some differences.
Those aren't the only differences, Chicken. I'm a mammal and you're a bird.
Right. Wolfie, that's such a good point. Maybe you could tell our audience a little bit about what you mean when you say that you're a mammal.
Well, I have fur. And when my partner and I had babies, they didn't come out in eggs the way your babies do. They came out of my partner's body live. Now, that might sound kind of weird, but think about it, audience. Some of you are probably human. Humans are mammals, too. It's true.
Oh, Wolfie, that's so funny, but you're absolutely right when I think about it. All mammals have fur. And you probably don't think you have fur, but look at your head. You've got hair on your head. You've got eyebrows. And if you look closely, and especially when you get older, you'll have little hairs all over your arms and legs.
That's right. So humans are mammals, and humans also, when they have babies, they don't come out in eggs. They come out as whole little tiny people. And the other thing that's special about animals is that when the pups are young, they drink their mother's milk.
That's right. That's right. And humans do that too. Think about it. Baby humans drink milk from their moms.
They get milk from their mother's bodies, yes. And that's exactly what my partner did. She nursed our young.
Okay, so thanks for clarifying what you mean by a mammal, and that also, you started to answer the first question about how babies get food.
Yeah, so they nurse.
And what other aspects are there to how young wolves survive?
Communication is very important, Chicken. And our young animals survive by communicating their needs to their parents. For example, when our pups are hungry, they'll whimper with a special kind of a whimper that means, I'm hungry. And if they're tired, they'll whimper in a way that lets us know they're tired. And if they're in pain, they'll yelp. And that is important because I can't know exactly what they're feeling, but by communicating with a whimper, humans do it with a cry, it lets the parents know what the babies need. And then it's the parents' job to find a way to meet that need, whether it be hunger, a need to sleep, or pain. Another aspect of how young wolves survive is by cuddling.
Cuddling? Really? Now that is interesting. I did not expect that. Can you please explain that, Wolfie?
Sure. By staying close to its parents, a wolf pup stays warm, stays safe and comfortable, and also bonds with the parents. And bonding is an important part of animal relations because that is how they form a lasting connection. Because adult animals often have to take care of their young for a long time, so that emotional bond is very important.
Do you think humans do that too?
Absolutely. Absolutely, I've seen it. Though I don't live around humans, I have seen books about them. And in those books I have seen they often cuddle around bedtime especially. And they bond at that time. And of course, nursing, when the baby gets milk from the mother, nursing is a very cuddly activity, and that's how they get their sustenance. That's how they get their food.
So interesting.
Chicken, since you're a bird, and a domesticated one at that, could you tell me a little bit about how your chicks survive? I'm so curious.
Yeah, Wolfie, thank you so much for asking. Not all of my guests show an interest in my story, and that really makes you special. So yes. Well, the main thing that's different is the way baby chickens, we call them chicks, any kind of a young bird is called a chick, the way they eat is very different. Birds don't nurse. Birds don't drink milk from their mother's bodies. What happens is the birds all go pecking around. I think in our last episode I told you how I peck on the ground with my beak to get seeds and insects. And after I've chewed them up, I go over to my baby and it's holding its mouth open, and I just spit the chewed up food into my baby's mouth.
Well, that is just fascinating, Chicken. And in fact, when wolves grow a little older and they're too old to drink milk, we do the same thing. I'll go out, and after I've caught, say, a fox or other prey, you'll notice I don't have a backpack or any other way to carry things, so I'll gorge on it. I'll fill my stomach absolutely to the brim until I'm bursting with the meat, and then I'll run back to the den and I'll regurgitate it or spit it out into my pup's mouth.
Wow! Yeah, no, that's always been a thing for me too. I don't have a backpack or even a handbag, so I have to carry things around in my mouth and stomach too. And another way that my babies survive is that they stay close. Yeah, they cuddle. So when I'm sitting on the ground, they'll cuddle up close to me when they're little baby chicks and stay warm. And then whenever I go around, they follow me and they also copy me. That's how they learn.
Well, that's the same with wolf pups. Yes, they copy, they play, and they practice doing all the things they'll need to do as adults.
Yes, that's the same with chickens too. So they copy what I do, they follow me around, and that way they also stay safe. Because even though, like I said, I depend on humans to keep me safe, I can also keep my chicks safe, like from other chickens, or if there's a rooster who's had a really bad day and is acting out, then I can make sure my chicks stay protected from me, and I can give that rooster what for.
That is so fascinating.
Well, Wolfie, we've come to the end of our show. I want to thank you again so much for sharing your story and for asking about mine. And this is signing off on how animals survive.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.